When it comes to the decision-making process, it can go either one of two ways. One is the mind can get so deeply over-analytical about the decision that you've got to make that leads to what's called analysis paralysis, where we are over-analyzing all of the particular outcomes, scenarios, consequences, to the point where we have so many different ways that it could possibly go that we end up not doing anything. The other thing that can happen when we go into a decision-making process is that we don't really sit with any feeling or intuition or guidance around it. We're just kind of on automatic pilot and we just do things and do things and do things. And these lead to these sort of recurring patterns and self-sabotaging and limiting beliefs and things that kind of end up having a detrimental effect on our life. So there is a process that we can go through that allows us to move more fluidly through life, that moves us to a higher, more fulfilling experience. And it involves these two Sanskrit words and some ancient Vedic wisdom. And the words are Kriya and Karma. So Kriya is this very subtle energy or feeling that we get prior to making a decision. It's this sense of like something that you know deep within yourself that is a good decision or potentially not a great decision. And it's a feeling level, not an analytical, intellectual thing. What happens with karma is what happens after the action. So we have kriya, which happens before the action, and then karma, which happens after the action. And it's the corresponding reaction from that action. I'm going to give you some scenarios to give it a little bit of context. So for instance, say you're in a line at a cafe and you're queuing up for coffee. And there's an old lady in front of you and you see she's got a handbag on her arm. And you decide, there's this very subtle feeling inside you that you want to do an act of kindness that day. And there's something sort of starting to form in your feeling body around your heart about the idea of maybe buying her a coffee and doing something nice for her today. And so you go and buy her a coffee. So the kriya is that little feeling you get inside you that sort of elevates you and it gives you a sense of this is a good thing to do. And that's kriya. And then karma is what happens after you've done that. So you go and buy the lady a coffee and you wish her to have a wonderful, lovely day. And she bestows gratitude and there's this wonderful exchange and there's some wonderful energy uplifting through your and her body. And there's just good things that spill over as a result of that action. So that's the karma that flows on from that action. Now we can go back and rewind from that situation and look at another scenario. So you're standing in the queue and you're thinking, wow, I wonder how much money she's got in that handbag. I think I might, after she's bought that coffee and left the shop, I might steal the handbag. Now there's going to be some energy in the body that's saying, this is not a good thing. This is not the right thing to do. But we don't listen to kriya and we override that inner intuition, that inner guidance system, and we go and fulfill that action after she's left the shop. And obviously what will happen from there will be some karma. Let's just say someone crash tackles you, the police come, you get handcuffed, and you spend 30 days in a prison cell. So kriya is something that's always there. It's always this sort of very subtle feeling level in our body that's looking to guide us. However, we don't often listen to it because we've got such a noisy mind or an ego that is riddled with self-sabotage, with low self-esteem, with lots of stress in the body, a sense of lack, disconnection from the heart. And so it's very difficult to hear kriya even though it's there. So it's like trying to play Mozart and having blaring Metallica or some wild heavy metal music playing in the background, which will drown out the subtlety of, let's call it the Beethoven sonata. So to be able to hear kriya more clearly, we want to quieten down the mind and enable us to connect deeply to the feeling body, the subtle feeling body. And that comes with having less noisiness in the mind. So meditation will play a big part in helping us to have access to kriya. When we have access to kriya, we have better karma and we have more flow in our life. And so to have a better outcomes in our life, we want to be able to make more discerning and sensitive decision making in our actions, which we'll get through the kriya. I I hope that helps. Love to hear from you if that resonates. If you want to just drop a love heart or a comment below, would love to hear from you, and have a great day.